What if I told you Bluey is secretly telling two stories at once? One for the kids and one hidden for everyone paying attention. 1. The gamers hiding in aisle 3. In one supermarket scene, the camera drifts past some shelf labels. Nothing special, right? Look again. The names read Dimitri, Claude, and Edelgard. Those are not cereal brands. They are the 3 faction leaders from Fire Emblem. 3 houses, a massive Japanese RPG. It seems some of the Bluey crew slipped their favorite game into the background, where only the nerdiest eyes would ever see it. Kids walk past like nothing happened. Parents miss it completely. Meanwhile, gamers watching at home spot the names and realize somebody in the animation studio was definitely leveling up during lunch breaks. 2. The episode Disney hid from you. There's one Bluey episode that almost feels like a myth. It's called Dad Baby, and you will not find it on Disney+. Why? Because Bandit pretends to be pregnant with Bingo, waddling around the yard before giving birth in a kiddie pool. Disney decided this was way too much for American and UK viewers. Too sensitive, they said. But here's the twist. The episode shows a whole new side of Bandit as a parent. It even gets hinted at in later stories, making its absence even stranger. An entire chapter of Bluey erased, all because Bandit got a little too into character. 3. The date that shouldn't exist. During Brownie Bear, Bandit's driver's license appears for barely a second. Blink and it's gone. But look closely and you'll spot something weird. It expires on October 6, 2025. That date doesn't match anything in the show's timeline. It doesn't match reality either. So why put it there? Some think it teases a huge event, or maybe even the launch of a new season. Others say it's proof the healer world is running on its own secret clock. Either way, this one random license date feels like a quiet message from the creators, one we haven't fully cracked yet. 4. The newspaper that froze in time. Watch Zoo or Sean and check the paper Bandit reads. It's always the same one. Same soccer dog on the front page, same wrinkles, same everything. 2 totally different episodes, one unchanging newspaper. Maybe the animators got lazy? Or maybe Bandit keeps the same old paper forever, hiding behind it whenever chaos explodes around him. It's the perfect disguise for a dad who wants to look busy while doing absolutely nothing. A frozen newspaper becoming Bandit's secret shield? That's either genius or madness. But it definitely turns a simple prop into a weird little mystery inside Bluey's world. 5. The hidden karate journey. In Bin Night, Bluey suddenly shows up in a kimono. No warning, no backstory. By the end, she has a yellow belt tied around her waist like she's been training for months. The show never explains where she learned karate or why nobody mentions it again. It feels like we accidentally walked into the middle of a secret action movie starring Bluey. Maybe she trains in the dead of night while everyone sleeps. Maybe the writers slipped in an entire character arc and never told us. Whatever the reason, Bluey's secret life as a mini martial artist is hiding in plain sight. 6. The $5 note that wouldn't quit. Look close at the money in Bluey and you'll spot something odd. It's always the same pink $5 note. The one Bluey gives to a busker in market somehow shows up again in dance mode and later in quiet game. It travels through the whole series like it has its own secret life. Turns out it's based on Australia's real $5 bill with Queen Elizabeth on it, but in Bluey, it becomes more than money. It's a tiny background story about one stubborn bill that keeps coming back, like it refuses to leave the healer universe no matter what happens. 7. The carving that froze time. When Bluey visits Grandad Mort's old place, there's a quick shot that most people ignore. On a tree root, the name Chile is carved deep into the wood. It's small, it's easy to miss, but it changes everything. That one word proves Chile once ran through this same yard as a kid, long before Bluey and Bingo were even born. It's a secret bridge between 2 generations, hidden in the dirt and bark. The show never points it out or explains it. It just sits there quietly, waiting for someone to notice and realize this place holds way more history than we thought. 8. The brother who doesn't match. Take a good look at Radley next time he shows up. His fur is pale, almost silver red, nothing like Bandit, Stripe, or even their parents. In Bluey, family colors usually match up. Kids look like parents. Siblings share the same tones. But Radley breaks the rule completely. That tiny detail has sparked a wild idea. What if Radley is adopted? The show never says a word, but his odd coloring stands out every time the family gathers together. Maybe it means nothing. Or maybe it's a quiet clue about a backstory we've never been told. Either way, Radley's mystery lingers. 9. The pup who plays by different rules. Socks doesn't act like anyone else in Bluey. While the other kids run, talk, and play like tiny humans, Socks stays on all fours. She barks instead of talks. She chews things she probably shouldn't. At first, it feels like a silly gag. But the more you watch, the more it looks like something deeper. Maybe Socks sees the world differently. Maybe she grows at her own pace. The show never explains or labels it, and that's the point. Socks belongs in every game, every story, exactly as she is. No speeches, no drama, just quiet acceptance hidden in plain sight. 10. The Stories Without Bluey. 2 episodes in the entire series quietly push Bluey right out of the spotlight. In Turtle Boy, she shows up only in a single photograph. In Slide, she is not even mentioned. Instead, Bingo and the other characters carry the whole story like nothing is missing. At first, it feels strange, almost like the main character forgot to come to work that day. But that is the point. These episodes proved the healer world does not stop when Bluey leaves the scene. Life keeps moving, adventures keep happening, and other characters get their moment to shine. It is a bold move for a children's show, slipping in whole episodes where the star simply steps aside and lets the world keep turning. 11. The Hidden Life of Muffin. In the mini-episode Muffin's Unboxing, Muffin grabs a camera, sets up her toys, and reviews them like a pro-influencer. She talks to her audience. She shows off the products. She even signs off like she has a regular fan base waiting for the next video. And then, nothing. The show never mentions it again. No hints, no follow-ups, which means Muffin might secretly be running the Bluey universe's biggest YouTube channel between episodes. Imagine her raking in views while everyone else thinks she's just napping. Muffin could be living a double life, part chaotic toddler, part online superstar. 12. The Butterfly Controlling Everything. A small blue butterfly drifts through several Bluey episodes like it owns the place. It shows up in the sign at just the right moment, guiding characters toward big decisions. That is not random animation. The butterfly even has a name, Flappy, and creator Joe Brum used the same idea in an older project about tiny actions creating massive consequences. It is basically the chaos theory of children's cartoons. A single flap changing everything in the background while no one pays attention. People watch the drama up front, but Flappy might be the real puppet master quietly steering the Haller family's fate. 13. The birds copy everything. Watch the background in Bluey and you will see a second family living there. Tiny birds flutter around, quietly copying whatever the healers are going through. In Trampoline, Bandit leaves for work while Bluey and Bingo beg him to stay. Right then, a mother bird flies off, leaving her chicks crying in the nest. It is the same scene told twice, once with dogs in the front, once with birds in the back. Nobody mentions it. Nobody points at it. Yet the birds keep reflecting the family's moods like silent little actors hiding in the trees, turning simple moments into secret poetry. 14. The medal no one talks about. Look closely at Bluey's house. Tucked between photos and furniture sits a Victoria Cross Medal, the highest honor in Australia's military history. After World War II, only 4 soldiers ever received it. 4 total. Yet, one somehow ended up in Bluey's family home. The show never explains it. There is no flashback, no speech, no emotional episode to give it weight. Mort keeps it on display like it is just another knick-knack collecting dust. Meanwhile, Bluey and Bingo chase each other through the yard, eating ice cream in the shadow of a decorated war hero's legacy. It might be the quietest, most epic backstory hiding anywhere in the entire Bluey universe. 15. The pup who chooses solitude. Pretzel shows up in plenty of Bluey episodes, but watch what he actually does. While the other kids run around in packs, Pretzel quietly does his own thing. In Cricket, he drifts off alone. In Curry Quest, he eats ice cream by himself while the whole fair party's behind him. The show never explains it, but the pattern never breaks. Pretzel simply prefers his own company. It is a small, silent detail that makes the Bluey world feel real. Not every kid wants to be the center of the game. Some, like Pretzel, are perfectly happy building adventures of their own. 16. The tennis ball that never leaves. Every Bluey episode hides a tennis ball somewhere. Sometimes it is sitting in the yard like it belongs there. Other times, it is shoved into a corner so small you need to pause the screen to find it. Nobody mentions it. Nobody throws it. It just keeps showing up, episode after episode, like the world's most determined background prop. Maybe it is a joke from the animators. Maybe it is a secret game only they play. Either way, the Bluey universe seems haunted by one tennis ball that refuses to leave, no matter how many stories come and go around it. 17. The tree that told time. In Bin Night, everyone watches the Healer family drag trash to the curb, but a second story hides in the background. A fruit tree stands tall at the start, its branches heavy with bright, ripe fruit. Scene by scene, the fruit quietly changes. Some falls to the ground. Some simply vanishes. By the final shot, the tree looks picked over, almost bare. Nobody in the episode talks about it or even glances at it. Yet the entire life cycle of that tree plays out while the main story charges ahead. It feels like the animators slipped in a secret clock, one made of leaves and fruit, quietly marking time where almost nobody would think to look for it. 18. The rugby ball with 9 lives. Bandit's old rugby ball refuses to stay put. It first shows up in Dad Robot, sitting proudly on a shelf like a trophy from his glory days. Then, it sneaks into Double Babysitter during a farewell scene, like it wandered in from another storyline. Nobody mentions it. Nobody explains why the same battered ball keeps popping up across random episodes. It feels like the prop has its own secret life, drifting through the Bluey universe while the main characters stay busy with their chaos. Maybe it is just recycled animation, or maybe the rugby ball knows more than it should. 19. The pup who secretly grew up. Watch Magic Xylophone, then skip ahead to Surprise. Something feels different, and it is not the story. Bluey herself looks taller. Her face seems older. The change is so slow and quiet that most people miss it completely. The animators age the characters little by little across seasons, like time is actually passing in this world. Kids keep growing while the adventures roll on. Nobody ever says it out loud. There is no birthday episode to explain it. Yet, one day, you realize the tiny pup from Season 1 has been inching up the wall chart the whole time. 20. The jokes kids never hear. Bluey looks like a cheerful kids show, but the writers slip in jokes only adults will notice. One episode casually drops a full conversation about vasectomies between Bandit and a friend, like it is the most everyday topic in the world. Another sneaks in lines lifted straight from Crocodile Dundee and even the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Children watch, completely oblivious, while parents at home pause and wonder if they really just heard that in a cartoon about talking dogs. It turns each episode into 2 shows running side by side. Bright colors, funny games, and chaos for the kids, with hidden winks and sly humor tucked away for grown-ups paying close attention. 21. The license plate that spells it out. Take a close look at the Healer family car. The license plate reads 4.1.9 HLR. At first, it looks like random numbers and letters, but it is not. HLR clearly stands for Healer. The numbers 4.1.9 are even stranger. Type that into a color chart and you get the exact shade of blue used for Bluey's fur. Which means the car basically drives around with a secret label that says Blue Healer right on the back. Nobody mentions it. Nobody explains it. The joke just sits there while the family heads to the park, hiding in plain sight on the bumper. 22. The address that exists off-screen. Chloe's house in Bluey has a real street address. It is 26 Nutty Road, and here is the twist. That place actually exists in Brisbane. The creators even asked the real homeowners for permission before slipping it into the show. Most viewers never notice because it looks like any other cartoon house. But the address quietly anchors Bluey's bright, playful world to an actual spot on the map. Somewhere out there, a regular family lives at the same address as one of Bluey's best friends, probably unaware their home doubles as a secret landmark in Australian cartoon history. 23. The timeline, hiding in plain sight? Some Bluey episodes secretly take place at the exact same time. Watch the army closely when Jack first meets Calypso. In the background, Bluey and Chloe are busy playing the same game we saw in the adventure. That tiny detail means both stories share the same day, maybe even the same hour. The show never points it out. There is no narration or sign telling you what is happening. Yet the clue quietly links the episodes together into one bigger timeline, like puzzle pieces scattered across the series. It makes the Healer world feel alive, with different adventures unfolding side by side while nobody notices how carefully the stories weave together in the background. That's the full list of Bluey moments you almost missed. Now here's the real question. Are these tiny clues building toward a bigger storyline, or are they just random fun? Tell us what you think below and make sure to like the video before you go hunting for more secrets.